Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 12th. You start with this peace card and this exchanging gifts card. By the way, my overhead camera is dead, so I don't have one right now, but I will in a minute. And you have this, these two cards here. A lot of people have been getting these like gift cards or cards of like gifts coming in or a new gift coming in. So if you have been waiting for something, I feel like that could be a gift. Also, your first card is the Six of Pentacles in your first row for your current general energies. And the Six of Pentacles could be like the gift of getting paid your worth, right? So the Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. But usually when the Six of Pentacles comes up, we're like not getting what we deserve, or we're not getting enough from a situation. And, but sometimes, like the card comes up and then, everything after it says that things are balancing out, and you end with the Nine of Pentacles. So I would say that I feel like you are balancing out your finances, or you're about to be balancing out your finances. Why is it doing that? Let me just do this. Okay, let's see if that works. But anyway, again, I think your finances are balancing out. You go down in your first diagonal to the King of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. And the King of Pentacles is a card of wealth, or improving your wealth prospects, or somehow, kind of like making your wealth better. And again, I think that through better investments or even better use of your time, you could be doing that. You have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it's all about expansion. I would say like everybody gets these cards of expansion right now, or kind of doing things to create expansion in their life. So I think everybody just has a desire to expand, or to move past things that have been holding them back, or to just improve their life through expansion. The Three of Wands does kind of say like, what are you waiting for? So if you're like waiting to do something that could create expansion, especially in your finances, then the Three of Wands kind of says it's time for you to take that leap of faith, or, it's time for you to take that journey, or start that adventure that could lead to expansion. And you also have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is kind of like staying in a comfort zone, holding on too tightly to something. But I actually kind of feel good about this in your reading here, Taurus. Just energetically, I feel, his head and his heart are in alignment on the card. And, one of my favorite people of all time, Greg Braden, says, when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. So I feel for a lot of you, you're kind of in this time where you could be doing things to remove obstacles. And we even have the Eight of Cups later on in the reading. And the Eight of Cups, sometimes I feel, is a card of removing obstacles, because you're just walking away from things that no longer serve you. And usually if you're doing that, you're doing it because it's an obstacle. And usually when you do that, things get better. With the Six of Pentacles, you show up again as the Hierophant. So you show up twice here, Hierophant, King of Pentacles, and whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength, really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel for a lot of you, you're just kind of showing up in a position of power and strength here. I also feel that you have good vision at this time, like your vision for the future. The Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. He kind of communicates with both sides. And so a lot of you, but not only does he communicate, he's able to, translate the vision from heaven to earth. Like he is the translator of that. And I feel that's really what's popping into my head. Is like, sometimes I think we get messages or dreams or daydreams or whatever. And it's like, it could be disconnected, or, we could be getting messages that that are kind of more of like a metaphor for what we're supposed to do. And I feel like the Hierophant is saying that you are good at translating the messages that you're receiving. So, trust your intuition as well. With the Three of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. Pretty much everyone also gets this card nowadays. And so I think it's really important that we kind of balance the energy, that we make sure we're doing things that are fun, that we make sure we're kind of not just only banging our head against the wall working. So a lot of you, I feel this is talking about balance. There are boats behind him here on the Two of Pentacles. There are boats in front of the guy on the Three of Wands. So clearly you could be about to go on an adventure, and the adventure could be anything, starting something new. You could be learning something new. You don't literally have to travel to go on an adventure, but I do feel like you're kind of like building something up. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords. They're on a boat. Get on the damn boat. here, Taurus is what I feel like saying. So I feel like there could be some sort of boat that you need to get on. And this could be any boat, it could be, like I said, an adventure, learning something new, going back to school. I feel a lot of you are about to, just start an adventure. And the Six of Swords would suggest that you're heading towards improvements. So, again, I feel there could be a lot of improvements by you going on this adventure. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have a Seahorse. It says composure, serenity, and fatherhood. You have a Minotaur. It says conflict, puzzle solving, and solar energy as well. And so I think that for a lot of you, that there have been a lot of puzzles that you've been, trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And I feel for a lot of you that, you are kind of like the missing piece of the puzzle. You have the King of Pentacles here, but you also have the Queen of Wands. And Queen of Wands, sometimes I feel that she needs to realize that, she is basically the missing piece of the puzzle. She is the only one that can save herself. She needs to be bold and assertive. She needs to kind of take action on what she wants to do in her life. But everything about her kind of represents like doing something on her own. Now, that does not mean that people will not help her on her journey. And that does not mean that you shouldn't ask for help either. But what it does mean is that like all the decision making, all the risk taking, it kind of like she is the only one that can do those things. And she also has to learn as she goes as well. So she has that sunflower that's pointing towards the sun, and it kind of says that you have to move towards the sun. Basically, you have to move towards love, joy, happiness, things that make you feel good. But she's the only Wands court card that doesn't have salamanders on her cloak, and the salamanders represent protection from fire, which represents protection from risk. So she has to take a risk without knowing whether or not she's going to be successful or not, or whether or not she's protected or not. And so I feel a lot of you are about to kind of like put yourself out there in a big way, and you're about to take a risk in your life, and it's like you don't know if you're protected or not. You have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles can represent like wealth building or security, or creating more security in your life. I also kind of feel the King of Pentacles is saying you need to believe in yourself more. Here, Taurus, he has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that's like very difficult to grow or very hard to accomplish. And, he has, the card itself says that he has the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities necessary to accomplish something that is difficult, that is not easy for other people to do. And I feel the King of Pentacles in your reading is saying that you want to do something that is difficult to do, but I feel like you need to almost develop the belief that you can do it, because you can. I don't think there's any question that you can do something hard if you set your mind to it with this card, but I feel also that you need to get started. You have the Knight of Swords. A lot of Knight of Swords energy I've noticed in these kind of like the beginning of August readings, and definitely with during a Mercury retrograde. The thing about the Knight of Swords is that it can be information that's rushing in that isn't correct, right? So sometimes I feel that the Knight of Swords can be like a messenger or a person who's rushing into your life and is like, oh no, everybody's getting fired at work, or oh, your boyfriend, I saw your boyfriend cheating on you at the mall, or something crazy like that, right? And the problem with the Knight of Swords is usually we kind of rush to judgment with the Knight of Swords, and we don't really think about things. And those are just two crazy examples. Again, it could be anything, but if you feel your blood starting to boil, right? If you feel like you're about to explode, if someone tells you something, it might not be true. Like, again, someone might say to you, oh, I saw your boyfriend cheating on you at the mall or at the restaurant the other night or whatever. But if you really like slow down and think about it, like maybe your boyfriend was with you all night that night, so it would be impossible for them to be cheating on you, right? So if that's like the kind of stuff that can happen with Knight of Swords. Like if you slow down and think about it, you're like, wait, no, that can't be possible because they were with me, or whatever is going on. Or maybe they say like, oh, they're gonna fire everybody at work, but maybe also it's not true. So the Knight of Swords is my card of getting a second opinion, and like really making sure that if you have one of those moments where you get super excited, like all of a sudden when someone rushes in, that's probably a clue that you need to slow things down and think about it. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands, the whole entire reading is about taking a leap of faith. So I think this reading is saying like take the leap, do something hard at this time because it will pay off. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, definitely very focused on building nice things in life. The Nine of Pentacles is definitely like a Taurus card. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries. It's a card of creating heaven on earth. And I feel for a lot of you that just being in the energy of the nicer things would be a good idea. Kind of also focusing on creating a nice environment for yourself would be a good idea with the Nine of Pentacles. Like years ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I can't find them for some reason, but Libra, which, Libra is also ruled by Venus, like you, Libra kept getting the Nine of Pentacles, so I did environment readings for everyone because it just kept coming up over and over and over again. And the Nine of Pentacles is about creating like a nice environment for yourself, or creating a more simple environment for yourself. And I think that, like, kind of looking into things and seeing, like, how can I make my environment more efficient would be a really good idea. After those readings, I made it so, like, when I come into my office here, all I have to do is hit one button. Now I've changed things and made it even more simple. I used to have like a whole entire tower of like 8 things that had to turn on, but I still made it so like I could hit one button, everything turned on. Now I have 2 things that run the show here. Well, actually, I guess 3, because I have the computer, but all I have to do is plug it into my computer. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start recording, right? And it's made things a lot more simple. And it's made things just like smooth and flow. So it's like, how can you create more flow? That's what I always think of with the Nine of Pentacles. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, not seeing everything. I'm telling you right now, I feel like that some of you could have a situation this week where you're not seeing everything, so don't panic, right? If someone rushes in and tells you something, it's probably not true. Or again, you're just not seeing all of the details. You're not seeing everything that's going on below the surface, and that's what I feel with these 2 cards here. It's pretty simple, this part of the reading. I feel it's just saying, someone rushes in with something, don't panic, right? Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this emotions card. It says focus on your love life instead of work. It could be the opposite as well. Some of you could be focused on work and not your love life, right? It says careful not to allow work to interfere with love, or the other way around. Just like I said, Two of Pentacles. This doesn't even have to be love, right? This could just be saying that maybe you're playing too much, or maybe you're working too much, and you just need to do the opposite. You have this persistence card. It says your persistence will pay off. Don't give up now. Yes, I think the whole entire reading is kind of saying don't give up now, especially that Queen of Wands. She has to keep going, even if people are telling her that she's going in the wrong direction, or even if people are saying that she's doing the wrong thing. The thing with the Queen of Wands is that people don't necessarily understand her or where she is coming from. She has that black cat in front of her, and I always say that the black cat can represent the fact that during the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky, and so it can just say that she doesn't care. She just likes the black cat, so she just does what she thinks she should be doing. She doesn't care what other people think, and I think that's what this is saying. Like, you need to do things that you think are right. You have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. We're definitely in a time of curiosity, so I keep telling people to allow their curiosity to guide them and to really look into things that interest them, or to look at things that are, that kind of just jump out at them. So if you become interested in like a new topic or a new idea, or if you want to like write a book or start a YouTube channel or whatever, the Page of Swords says play, like just try it, see what happens, right? And kind of move in that direction. I think what stops a lot of people is that if they think that if they do something or start something that they have to finish it. But I think we should be thinking the opposite. Like, we should just be thinking like, I'm just going to see how this goes, right? And I think if you take that mindset, it will be helpful. You have the Eight of Cups. So again, I think that you're freeing up a lot of brain space with the Eight of Cups. That's really the message that I'm getting here. I'm not getting like traditional Eight of Cups stuff. Just what is intuitively popping into my head is that you are walking away from things that take up too much brain space and kind of slow you down. And obviously, if you remove those things, then things will be speeding up. I kind of also feel this is partially the gift. Again, you have that exchanging gifts card, and I feel like it's saying that the universe is bringing you the gift of kind of like freedom from things that cause are almost like 10 of Wands, right? Things that cause too much downward pressure on you, and I feel like that's what you're walking away from. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is really about taking the lead in your life. And I can't show you. I almost just tried. Like I said, my top camera is dead, but you have the Nine of Pentacles right next to the Two of Wands in the last row here. And so I feel like you are kind of like, taking the lead and really creating a beautiful life, right? The Nine of Pentacles, like I said, is heaven on earth, or trying to create heaven on earth, and that's probably what you're doing. With the Page of Swords, you have the Devil. Everybody's had something like this as well. Again, Mercury retrograde. So again, I would, block anyone from the past, or, make sure it's not someone from the past that is rushing into your life and ruining your day, right? And you can do this by blocking, moving on, or whatever. And I think that a lot of you need to do this. Some people say that blocking shows that you care too much about the person or that it's immature or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, if they did things that are bad enough to deserve being blocked, then just block them, right? I don't who cares what they think after that point, right? So it's like I've heard people say where it's like if you block a person, that makes them think that you really cared, and so you're blocking them because you can't hold yourself back. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true, but not really. If the person was like a total jerk and they deserve to be blocked, then block them, right? With the 8 of Cups, you have the 9 of Cups. Yes, heading towards fulfillment. We see a lot of 9s here, and I can't show you, but you have 3 9s so far. 9 of Pentacles twice in this card. The 9s, multiple 9s like this would really represent stepping into a new period of time. 9s on a kind of like a very basic level. 9s to me represent newness, and I feel for a lot of you that you're heading towards fulfillment, and probably on your own. With the 2 of Wands, you have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. 8 of Wands can also be rushing communication. So, 8 of Wands is a good card, but you have that Knight of Swords right next to it. And so, like I said, I would be careful of any communication that is just rushing in. I think that a quick, easy solution for you here is actually the 9 of Pentacles. She has this falcon that she is holding on to, and the falcon represents her focus, and then you have the 8 of Wands, which is also a card of focusing in one direction. So I feel like as long as you make sure that people who are rushing in with communication aren't knocking you off your focus, that could be another clue. If someone rushes in with something and it's pulling you away from a focus, then maybe that's the universe saying no, this is not true, or no, this is the wrong direction to move in. So I think you need to stay focused with that 9 of Pentacles. You got 3 cards at the end here. For the good stuff, you have this Deer Spirit, says bring a gentle touch. You have this Hawk Spirit, says let Spirit be your guide. And she has a falcon, which is basically a hawk that she's holding on to on the 9 of Pentacles. And you have this Panther Spirit, which says reclaim your power. So let's start here. I think that a lot of you are kind of reclaiming your power. The Panther can also represent purification, and it is a Mercury retrograde. So this is not intuitive. This is just Mercury retrograde advice based off of this card here. Again, it's always a good time to purify, heal, do things to take care of yourself, all that other stuff. And then again, you have this bring a gentle touch in this Hawk Spirit. So I think, the Deer Spirit can represent springtime energy, or, stepping into a period of your life that is a period of growth. And the Hawk says, again, let Spirit be your guide. So I feel like you are being guided, especially with your focus. You have the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. The 7 of Cups also would represent your focus. Again, this is coming up in the good stuff, so I would say it's a good thing. 7 of Cups can represent scattered focus or focusing too much on too many things, but coming up in the good stuff, it could say that you are, narrowing your focus. You're more focusing in on what you want, which is good. You have the 3 of Swords. Again, 3 of Swords and the good stuff can say that you are healing or that you are forgiving the past. Those 3 swords are in your own heart. And so the 3 swords kind of represent needing to pull those swords out of your heart so that you can heal. And I feel a lot of you are just healing at this time. With the 9 of Pentacles, again, I feel like you're kind of claiming your independence here a little bit, and also kind of creating the life that you desire. And I feel that should be the only thing that you focus on for the next several years is creating a life you desire. With the 7 of Cups, you have the 7 of Cups. So basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. You are more focused, or you are focusing. With the 3 of Swords, you have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, this could be a victory over a heartbreak. So if you have been heartbroken, or if you've been going through a heartbreak, this would say you're healing. This could also just say you are literally healing, just in general, your health, or maybe you are cleansing, or you are, kind of removing toxic influences from your health. And by doing that, you're having a victory in your health. And with the 9 of Pentacles, there you go. You have the 10 of Wands. We were talking about the 10 of Wands. It's funny that it's that diagonal. You have Queen of Wands, 8 of Cups, which is where we were talking about the kind of 10 of Wands feeling that I was almost getting there, where it's almost like there's too much downward pressure in your life. And the 10 of Wands coming up in the good stuff would be a good thing, because it would say that you are removing things that cause that that downward pressure. Again, the downward pressure in life, I feel, prevents us from moving forward. And I feel that the 10 of Wands is saying you're getting to the end of this time. You have this indecision card, and again, there's like an angel over here, so I feel like the universe is trying to guide you towards bigger and better things. With the next, you have this caution card. You cannot make this stuff up. Like, look, there are a bunch of like animals rushing at her. So, like I said, I do feel that this week there could be a moment where someone rushes in with like news or information or something, and it might not be true. So don't panic, right? Next, you have this criticism card. Again, this could be a criticism as well that's rushing in, or a person is criticizing you. Again, I would ignore it. It's probably not true, or who knows? It's like sometimes I think people have a bad day and they say weird stuff, and you just never know where it's coming from. Next, you have this acquisition card. This is my fancy couple card. This is the Sun and Taurus as well. So this is kind of like your card, but not really a love reading, but if you are looking for love, I feel, you could be attracting like a very solid connection in your life. And finally, you have this charity card, a gift. This card represents like a gift from the universe, and you have that exchanging gifts card at the beginning. So there could be kind of like some sort of gift coming in for you as well. But this looks really good here, Taurus. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.